Law Shop. It is Mr. Thomas Komasinski. How's it going?
Yes. Hi,
Thank you
hi,
for
Saumil.
coming on. Thank you for coming on the Industrious Illumination show and taking your time this morning.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Second here. Okay, so what is it that you do here on the show?
So, I generally look at strategy and growth for professional service firms and help them develop their strategy, help them expand their operations, take the organization for a professional services, their services, uh, mainly help them build new services, new lines of um, work, and most importantly, expand into geographies.
It's, okay, so we're going to talk about why most businesses never grow. What would be your explanation there why businesses never grow? They come in existence, but they don't have the strategies or the growth experience to grow.
So, see, when you look at today's new age uh, era, uh, most of the businesses that we are looking at, come with a very traditional mindset. Most of the professionals have not graduated or moved into the new age or the new era of the world, and because of their mindset, they have the limitations to grow. Also, they are not structured, or they are not using enough systems and processes that will help them to enable themselves to grow to the next level.
Totally agree with that. Totally agree with it. Totally one of those things in life where businesses they get to a certain level, they don't have the business experience or the depth, they don't have the budgets to manage their own self. And this is what is the biggest failure, whether it be in India or United States. Right now, we're going through a big crunch with businesses struggling to keep up with their own bills and debts because of the layoffs. It's been unreal.
Yes, agree, agree with you.
So you spent over 2 decades helping businesses grow at a global names like Delante and BDL, and now on your own. So you've seen this up close a lot. Before we dig in, tell us who you are. Okay, we already did that. How did you end up becoming the person companies call when they want you to grow?
So you're basically asking me, how did I become what I am today?
Yeah.
Well, it just came in a different format, and I kept focusing on my core, or my passion, which was to grow the organization. And over a period of now more than 2 decades, I've worked with various professional service firms. But whenever I joined, they were in the need of growth. So they brought me in because they knew they are not growing, or they are stuck, or they wanted to do something more than what they were doing. So when I speak to a firm like one of the largest consulting firms in the world, Deloitte, I, I I looked at when Deloitte wanted to make a big difference in the country, that is India, and they wanted to grow exponentially, specifically the services that I was brought into. Uh, Going back to some of the other firms, which are BDO and KNAV, well, they were in business, but they were looking at growth, expanding into new geographies in the country. They wanted to build stronger client relationship and broader client relationships. So with one client, more than one service, and that's what I helped them achieve. So After almost 27 years working with professional services firm, I became their growth enabler.
Nice. Nice. So you work small and go big now, right? Started out as
Yes,
a rookie and then all of a sudden now 27 years just goes that fast.
yes,
And then people come calling you. That's a pretty good feeling, isn't it?
it is. It is.
Awesome. Glad to hear somebody succeeding out there. So let's get straight to the second question. You've watched so many businesses, some shoot up and explode, most stay small forever. In your experience, what's the real difference between the two? Because I don't think it's just like luck.
So, somebody blooming or somebody booming or somebody not able to grow, it is, people think it is ambition, but I don't think so. It is usually not ambition. It is usually not a vision or a dream. It is clarity, it is execution, and it is the ability to build an organization beyond just the founder. In professional service firms, if I was one lawyer or one chartered accountant, I can only do this much. If I want to grow, I need to have five, six, seven, eight, 10 more leaders with me, alongside me, below me, with me to grow to the next level. For example, if I was a single person, I would have been a advisor, and I can remain an advisor all my life. I can, from $10 an hour, I can make $100,000 in a year. But if I have 10 people who are going to make $100,000, that's the difference. So I need to have that mindset, and I need to have that clarity to build an organization beyond just me or beyond just a founder.
Question number three. Here's something I've heard that often for people holding the businesses back is the owner themselves, that they can't let go, that we want control of everything. Is that real? Is this founder sometimes from the ceiling?
Well, I really agree to this question. We see this very often. Um, Trying to do everything, and that's where you get stuck. And it's a human tendency. I know it all, so I want to do it myself. And there is very often no clear positioning or ownership. Uh, Again, there is like you mentioned earlier, very limited investment in the leadership, and then all this gives pressure to your current clients and the current revenue that you're getting, and that's where you are.
Yeah. Very simplistic answers, but very straightforward with how the business is ran. Like in your country, I'm sure they have different laws of business of how businesses can be operated, like
Yeah.
LLC, sole proprietors, and all this other stuff. And it becomes down to this: have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
People have to
Yes.
be trained. People have to be put in their positions. You can't expect, oh yeah, I'm opening up a business tomorrow. I'm going to make $1 million. No, you can't do that. It just doesn't happen like that, right? I mean, I totally agree. All right. So let's see. Number four, growing isn't all glamour, though. Is it? It costs something more stress, more money, giving up control. So, two honest questions. What does growth really cost? And does every business ever need to grow to be a success?
Well, it's again carrying it forward from the last question. You need to hire senior people, build systems, and now you need to build technology. Everything is tech driven. You can't say that I am not tech enabled. Every business has to have tech to support their systems and processes. That is how you're going to make a difference. So you need the right people, you need the right senior level people, you need to have technology, you need to strengthen the go to market or looking at new market or new ways of doing business. And most importantly, as a founder, you need to give up some control to the next generation or the next level of people that you have. Enable them to go and build things, something, so that you all can take things to the next level.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yep. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, I have 25 years of business experience myself, and I can say the technology's made it totally different than what it was. Door-to-door sales, cold calling, email, and now you can just text on the phone, go to LinkedIn or any of the social media pages and contact somebody. You don't have to
You
drive
don't
to
have
their
to
place.
travel. You don't have to travel all the way to India to meet me.
Hey, I'll try to skip my car and see if I can get a couple bridges to go across.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Sure, fly. Okay, so the final question is, so for the business owner watching this right now, feeling stuck and desperate to break through, where do they even start? What's the first real thing they should do?
Uh, First is to change the mindset. Mindset that I am not alone.
Yep.
I am not the
Okay.
only one.
Yep.
So mindset is, if I am a professional, I want to grow, I need to build a team that is going to grow and help me grow. If that mindset changes, and I call that growth mindset, if the moment that mindset changes, then you start looking at hires, you start looking at technology, you start looking at systems, you start looking at new product, new service, new geography.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I mean, every business is created differently how they want to go. You could open up a McDonald's, you could open up a craft store. I mean, you could just make your business any way you want it to. You could open up a teaching, tutoring business. You could open up a taxes business, but it's not that simple. You got to get clients. Clients are what make businesses. Am I right on that?
Right. So, here is an example. You used the word McDonald's, and McDonald's was one of the best outlets selling burgers with the right systems and processes
Mhm.
until they know somebody came and said, look, I can replicate this across 1,000 outlets.
Yes,
There you go. Boom.
exactly.
So the
Yep.
mindset is thinking and allowing 10,000 people to be
Yep.
trained, make the burger the same way, and not I will do it myself.
Yep. So yeah, the McDonald's brothers, then Ray Kroc gets involved in the franchise, and then we have history.
Yeah.
Selling the
Well,
land to
it,
people
it,
and
it, may
wasteland.
not,
Yep.
it has a lot of stories of this kind. Many of them were in their garage or were in their small shops, and then they had someone who was able to help them disrupt.
Very, very
So,
good.
same thing in professional services. If you don't do something like this, you're not going to go further. You will
No,
have to
no,
disrupt. You have to think
no.
beyond yourself.
In sports, it's called hot streaks and cold streaks. You're going to be in a hot
Exactly.
streaking business and then cold streaks, which I've been through both of them. Hot streaks, yes. Cold, oh no, we got to
No.
readjust. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, it comes all into this little play, pretty much.
Sure. 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 Sure.
But it was great to have a conversation with you today, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Tom.
I
Thank you
would
so
like
much.
to, I added you on LinkedIn. So what I do is I refer your work to other people, and you can refer my show or recommend my
Sure.
work. All right.
Sure.
So I'll be sending,
I've also added you on LinkedIn now.
yep.
I just saw your
And I'll
invite. So,
recommend, yeah, and I'll send a recommendation over for your work over in India for your
please,
recommendation for the show. So,
sure. We
all
will
right.
be in touch. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Thank you
Yep.
so
Yeah,
much, Tom.
and the show will be up in about 30 minutes up on YouTube, LinkedIn, and any of the other social media pages that you can look
Okay.
at. All right.
Great.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Bye bye.